Hello guys and welcome. My name on Xbox is Mr. I Anonymous or Mr. I Trembles, as you can see displayed on the computer screen, or the double score on my YouTube channel. So today I wanted to underline some key things. So I've wrote down a few things that I want to underline. Basically is what is a VPN, how to take down a VPN, how to take someone offline, what to use, and what the safety and maybe the risks as well, and what's a hacker and what do they really do. So these are just some random IPs I've randomly got from just in-game. I do like to normally stick gamertag next to them anyway. This is just some guy's gamertag. He thought he was on a VPN, but then I got his real IP. But I'm not going to tell you how I got his real IP off the VPN, and that's for you lot to work out. It is possible. Everyone who thinks you're protected by a VPN, it's ridiculous. A VPN is more of a safety precaution, so people can't get your details, like doxing or whatever. I'm not going to go into doxing because not many people can actually do it. People could say they can do it, but not many people realistically can do it. So anyway, what is a VPN? Now, that's a bloody good question. So obviously it stands for Virtual Private Network. Easiest way to explain it, this video is more of a novice guide, I suppose you could say. Everything I know is self-taught. I don't use Google for any of it, apart from some images that I've stolen there. Everything I know is self-taught, just purely because I do Java programming and software development, and I do a bit of game design and everything like that, but that's all C++, C++, and I don't really do any Visual Basic, but anyway, off that. So what is a VPN? Virtual Private Network. So it's kind of in its name. So it's a network. It's like we're all on networks. Like your network could be Sky or BT, TalkTalk or Virgin Media or anything like that. That's your network. Now it basically covers. So say you connect to your friends, like internet. It covers your IP because it gives you his IP address, yes? You don't take your IP with you. It's basically the same with this. You connect to your VPN and it hides your IP from other people. But it's not the safest thing you could probably get, to be perfectly honest. It's about 87%, maybe less than that, about 75% safe. Just on the pure fact that if you know what you're doing, it's easy to get someone's IP. It does take a while, but you can do it. Like this guy's IP here, he's using the same guy as a guy on Xbox at the moment. I'm not going to tell you who he is because all of you, if any of you do play Xbox like Call of Duty Ghost, you'll know who it is. He's using a VPN at the moment, and at the moment he thinks he's untouchable. But sadly he's not, and this is a guy that he actually taught to DDoS people offline. I'll get into DDoSing as well, like what is DDoS in this video. I'll try and make it around 10 minutes long maybe. If it overstretches, it overstretches unfortunately. So this guy thought he was basically, oh, you can't take me offline, you can't do anything. I was like, okay buddy. And he was like, yeah, I'm on a VPN, oh yeah, I learnt off this guy, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And I was like, oh, so you're sat there on Virgin Media? So if you play along words, people normally like give out who they're with. He was like, no, I'm on Sky Broadband. So I was like, okay, that's instant then. If he's on Sky Broadband, all I have to do is knock down his VPN and find an IP on Sky Broadband. So his VPN was 94.197.121.189. As you can see, there's 121 and 121 and that's how I knew it was him. I'll talk, IPs is another story. To work out a dynamic IP, basically just, yeah, it's piece of pitch. You can work out, it's just, you know, on a dynamic IP, when you restart your router it changes. It doesn't change. That's the thing I need to understand in this as well. Actually, we'll talk about it in a minute. Just write it down. So he thought it was untouchable. I pulled his IP. I started cracking his VPN, cracked his VPN, and got his real IP. Now that's his real IP. Now if you're going to try and DDoS anyone, make sure you're not on a static IP, because this IP, now it's on YouTube, it's, you know, it's a static IP, anyone can have it. This is only a temporary account that he's got. I'll find his real gamer tag and I'll put it in the description, or if I can find it, that is. If I can't, I just won't bother. So that's an example. VPNs aren't the safest thing in the world, but so we're going to talk about now is how to take down a VPN. I'm just going to try and make this nice and short and nice and snappy. How to take down a VPN. So most VPNs, as it's a network, so guys, what you're going to think of, right, is when you connect your Xbox to a VPN, you have to bridge the connection, yes, through an Ethernet cable. So you connect an Ethernet cable to your back of your Xbox back, and then put into your computer, like desktop, like I've got, or your laptop or something like that. Now, the way you connect to your VPN, I don't actually have a VPN on this computer. I've got a wireless VPN, but that's another story as well. They're pretty fucking hard to set up. Okay. So yeah. So how do you take down VPN? So most VPNs are web based. I don't really. Yeah, most VPNs are web based because they acquire the internet the IP address off you through your internet connection. The way you connect to the VPN is all web-based, as all their coding and everything like that isn't installed on your PC. It's basically done by I'll write a little bit of code, well, a fake bit of code, shall we say? So and I'll explain how it works. So say you have a program. We'll call this program VPN. So this is our program name VPN. Okay. So say we wanted to open it. So we'll do like. We'll start with an if statement, so it'll be if, and then we'll do a dot. Let me just quickly write this. So just say that will not work for anything, but actually, if I remove that dot, it could be a bit of an if statement there. So if program opens, right, that colon basically is telling it to open, yes, and then it will send it'll do something like this. Right, so now what I've just put there, so it'll request you to log in, basically. It'll request an interface. So if we just do an interface, like, and call that, what should we call it? We just do that and call it, yes, we'll call it that, okay? Obviously this is all fake, it's not going to work. Actually, I've put that in the wrong place. It is just something I have, even if it is fake. So what it'll do, it'll request an interface. Say the interface. So this is an interface. This chat box is an interface. It's an interface with a text box, and then you can type in the text box like a WordPad or whatever. It doesn't matter, okay? So it's requesting an interface, and then it will request you to log in. Now the way it does that is it will do like a relay, basically. It would be like relay. I don't know why I'm putting a colon there. Relay, and we'll just do that because I can't have it like that actually. We'll just do a relay and at. Okay, relay to website. Yeah, okay, basically like that. Okay, so relay to website, and then it will and then that website will say, yeah, okay, he's legit. His IP is not already connected to a VPN or a proxy, and then the website will request to get information. So the information will be stored in like a database or something like that. So it'll be it'll be put in a database of just a list of IPs that aren't being used, or just random generated IPs that are linking around the world somewhere, like Germany. Most of the time, it's in London. So if you're in the UK, it'll be generated in London. You can change it all, but not many people know how to change it. But you can change it to Spain. Like most of my IPs are located in Spain. Sometimes I do choose around Reading area, London occasionally, Milton Keynes, and just places like that. Just because it's kind of simple then, isn't it? You don't have to confaffle and like change all the outgoing and ingoing IPs. Right, anyway, off that anyway. What we're going to do from here is then the program will give you an IP. So it might go something like program equals IP. It's all in capitals because it counts or something, IP, and then we'll just type in the okay. Your local host, right, is 127.0.0.1. That's your fucking local host, guys. That's your local host. That is your computer. Say you're hosting something off your computer. That is the IP you would use to connect to it. It's not fucking 0000 or fucking whatever your default gateway or anything like that. And then your router's home thing is whatever it is. Like mine is this. You can't even use it even if you wanted to. But that's my router's IP. My internal IP. External would be like my IP. That is, I'm not going to tell you what that is. So now we're on here. Is we now we basically know how the IP is generated. So the way we want to take that offline is, now we know it's all web based, is you want to hit it on. So I'll quickly go through the ports. So port 80 would be your home connection, basically. Would be a UDP, basically. 54 is UDP. We'll call that home connection 2, not USP. UDP. We'll call that home connection 2. Right. Ah, bloody home, bloody touch typing rubbish. Right, we'll call that home connection 2. And then, say we want to just do like a web-based attack, we'll either do port 8080, that's most websites, what most websites are on, I suppose, and I think that could be the main port you'd actually use, or we'll do port like, I think it's port 24, and that's an FTP port. There are loads and loads of different FTP ports, like 18, 19, and 21. They're like 4 FTP ports, or 22 is one as well, so that's 5. We can attack on FTP ports. So yeah, that's basically how you take down a VPN. To get the IP, I won't tell you how to get the IP, that's basically for you lot to work out, you can't Google it. The thing I get really pissed off and agitated about, well, even if people that go watch this are probably going to piss me off anyway, is when someone says, oh, I'm a hacker because I Google my shit, I use this website. Guys, amazing website, if you want to learn anything, google.co.uk or www.google.fr if you're French, or www.google.com if you're American, or just in the EU. So, you know, if you're going to use any of them, don't call yourself a hacker or call yourself, I don't know, like, you're not a hacker if you DDoS anyway. It's just because it's like, because you can make a cup of tea and this other person can't, just because they haven't learned to make a cup of tea doesn't make you a fucking tea master, you know. Anyway, that's another story. So now we know how to take down a VPN, and what you're not if you're Google rubbish. So now we just go through the list. How to take someone offline. So this is where this picture comes involved. Basically, I don't know if you can see my mouse. I can't even. Okay, basically, I'm pointing at the botnet, so bot header. So your bot header is basically a computer that you're sat next to, or your phone. It could be basically anything technology, or your iPad, or something along those lines. Okay, it could be anything. Anyone who tells you it has to be a computer is a fucking liar. So it could be anything. And that thing, it sends out little micro packages to like computers, or the most common thing it can give you is a program to download. So say Google Chrome gives you, like, I don't know, just a random program. I'll just see what I've got on my desktop. Say it gives you Photoshop, but you know it's not the real Photoshop. Okay, for now you don't know it's a real Photoshop. You think it's the real one, but it's actually a fake one. It contains loads and loads of like .php files. They're web text files or XML files. If you don't know what they are, just look them up. So yeah, say it contains loads of them. He will just use your internet connection to ping other computers. Once he has, I don't know, 50 computers in control, and he can control their internet connection, they'll all meet up at one point. It'll be like a laser, I suppose. And that bot header. Wait, no, I've explained that wrong actually. So that bot header is connected to all those computers, say 50 computers. And say that bot header, or herder, or zombie, it's called like zombie PCs because they don't realise they're doing it, and most of the time they're asleep, or, you know, you put your computer or shut down or whatnot, but he still has control of your IP. How to explain it? It's tricky, I should have wrote this down somewhere. So he controls it, and then he just basically, he uses, I don't know, so all of these computers here, just call them A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, so he uses A, B, C, D, E, F, G all at once to attack one computer, and it's not attacking your computer, it's attacking your modem, your router, your web server, your VPN, your VPS. You know, it can attack any of these, just using just these ports alone. And these will be on layer 4. So layer 4 would just be your general connections, and then layer 7 would be like websites, etc. So FTP would be a layer 4, no, layer 7, sorry. Just sort these ones out. So yeah, that's basically how someone would take you offline, just using their computer, but they'd have to pull your IP address first. So you could either do it Skype Resolver, which is quite risky, or they'd use, okay, I'm going to have to quickly talk about two things. So Kane Enable or a Lance. Both of these are very shit softwares. If you're going to use any software, make sure you use a software that's untraceable. Kane enabled was developed by Microsoft back in 2004, 2006, something around that time. I'm not too sure why. It's just something they developed. Probably more of a test or something like that. I don't actually have a clue. Lance was developed by Microsoft, and then Sony took over and finished it off, basically. So you're using two programs that were developed by two top brand companies. Now, you must be pretty stupid. Most of these softwares have like some sort of bug in them or whatever. I found in Kane Enable, it has a it's just, I'm trying to think what it is. It's not a kill script. Well, if you debug it or whatever, it'll tell you about it. If you can read code or whatever. So yeah, so they're just basically how you pull IPs, and how to take someone offline. We've covered how to use it basically. Just put it into like a. I'll show you. You can put it into like an IP stressor. This thing is okay, I suppose. You can multi-pull attack things or use random other things. You do have to pay for them; they're not free. Or the best thing you could probably use, as stupid as it sounds, is this. You know, it's really, really simple. And how to get an IP? If you want to take down a website, just ping it. So we're just going to ping Google. There we go. It's found out. And then you can right-click, mark, go up, just shift, and then arrows keys, and then enter, and you've copied it. Depending how many of these, how many 62s you get, or how many IPs you get, depends how strong the connection are. Excuse me for all the pink stuff as well, and excuse me for burping anyway. So yeah, multiple attacks, but if you want to be untraceable, use a VPN, like I've already explained, despite them not being the safest thing. Don't get put off or anything, they are bloody fucking good things. But they're not the strongest thing in the world, obviously. If you want to keep really, really secure, guys, on a serious note, your computer, if you hand build it right, and you don't connect to anything, I mean, like, if you don't connect to, like, internet or connect anything to it, it's the most secure device in the whole entire world. But as soon as you do that, you basically fuck it. And everyone breaks the law by downloading software. It's a copyright issue. Like, I don't even know what that is. Yeah, so say I downloaded that. Well, obviously that's an illegal download. So iTunes, just give you an iTunes thing. It's a free download. But even if you do download it, anyway, it's an illegal download. Everything you download is an illegal download. Unless you just go on Google and just search Google, but you're not downloading anything apart from all the cookies, and that's illegal as well. But it doesn't matter. So now we've covered basically safety. And what's a hacker? What do they do? It's my tasty. So what is a hacker? I'll leave you guys in the description to decide what a hacker is. But I'll explain what a hacker is anyway. A hacker. So most commonly, hackers. Okay. What the fuck are they? Most hackers will they will. So say, like I've showed you, just a piece of code, something like this. Yeah, say this is all about PayPal, something like that. Yeah, they would find the loophole in something. They would change it so where it says request login and there's a relay, maybe they might put a another relay in there somewhere. They might put relay.2, so it's a 2-second relay. Just put that there. Right, so they'll just do something like that. Yeah. So they'll just keep changing the code. It's called manipulating the code. So it's a set piece of code and they change it. And yes, that's what hacking is basically. But if you're just going to sit there and you're going to say, guys, guess what? I'm on Call of Duty and I can do this. And that's what UMPGR Fusion does. But that's not the point. We said we weren't going to name people. You're going to hit yourself offline. But if that's all you're going to do, like, the word hacker doesn't even come involved. DDoSing is not hacking. It's just taking someone offline or having the ability and breaking the law in so many fucking ways. It's unbelievable. So I hope I've explained enough there. In these like little comments anyway. So we can quickly talk about a dynamic IP. So say we have an IP. Okay, we're going to quickly nick this we're going to nick his original IP. It's a static, so it doesn't really matter even if because it doesn't change. So say he's just restarted his router on Sky Broadband. These digitals stay the same, and then this one, as it's such a high number, it will drop down to 28. 5 times. Okay, and then divide by 2. Okay, and then this will drop down to. Right. Okay, that is actually. Yeah, that's his next IP if he wasn't on a static. um, excuse me. Right. But say you changed that. These lot would change back to these two, so that will just change to something like this, and then that would change to about that, and then this would change to. Let me just get a calculator quickly. Drag it onto the other monitor quickly. Just try and work this out. Okay, this would change to 93. And this would change to a 5. So that would be his third IP that it would change to. If you know how to work it out, it's just basic, it's maths, and it's fucking hard. To work out a dynamic IP or static. So the difference with static and dynamic IP, you can hold a static offline because it never changes. A dynamic IP, it doesn't change as much as people think it does, because your router, basically when your router restarts and it's dynamic IP, it will keep the same IP for approximately 30 minutes before it changes, despite it's showing on an interface that we've already covered what an interface is, maybe your web browser or something like that. That's your interface as well as your web browser. It will stay the same, but it will just show you something different. Okay, sorted. Bob's your uncle, Gary Glitter's your dad. Right. So that's a dynamic IP. A static IP will just stay the same, and you can just hold it offline for as long as you want. But if you're smart like me, or smart like Google, which most of you will probably use, or ring up Microsoft, or do whatever, they can't do fuck all anyway, is you know how to block an attack. I can block an attack for 2 hours. If someone's attacked me previously, before the attack's sent, I can do it for a certain amount of time, then I have to stop. It took 2 people to take me offline last time, using over 3,600 seconds, so that's 45 minutes or an hour, and they're both using about 1.5 gig each, so that's 3 gig. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when that's all hitting your little fucking router, then it is. And that's before I got a VPN. But anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm not too sure if this has covered most things, that I haven't answered your things or what not. If I've answered most of it, then please leave a like. If I'm just talking shit, like most of the time, leave a dislike, which I'll probably get more dislikes than fucking likes anyway. The truth hurts, guys, and this is just basically general knowledge. None of it's Googled. Fuck all, basically. It's all about trial and error at the end of the day. And yeah, so thanks anyway, guys. Please subscribe, check out some of my other videos, maybe, perhaps, if you're bored or something along those lines. And thanks again, and peace out. My name is Mr. Anonymous. Thank you very much for watching.